In 1978, Chicago area pomp rockers Trillion released their first of two albums, the self-titled Trillion, and from it the epic Bright Night Lights, Child Upon the Earth. Okay, those open booming chords, like open cadences, booming, the bars just, each bar starting off with like an explosion of like, kind of like power riffage, and then those like cascading bright light synthesizers. Yeah, this is going quite often to the stratosphere already. Hear that kind of clavinet-y sound on that synthesizer? Like a Yamaha or something. Running out to a distant light that I've seen before. In the sky, thunder, rainbows under, leading me on. I like the kind of helium type quality, it's vaguely in the voice. That kind of like the upper registry, the more androgynous tones that Robert Plant could do at times. My life's like an open book searching for an end. And now I'm cruising, never losing, keeping the score. That is, I love that key change right there. Yeah, I got to trace these more closely. Yeah, the way that his vocals contrast with the chordal shifts underneath. Hear that? Okay, so much going on right here. Underneath his singing, we've got these harmonies creating this kind of like sonic thick bedrock there, almost kind of like 10cc, like, yeah. And then we've got that, hear that like arpeggiated guitar tone, kind of like, sounds like almost like palm matted and like really clipped. Yeah, really distinct playing right there. I can tell this is a real like producer's album. Like a lot went into like the acoustics settings and like giving the drums that real kind of boom and echo to them. In the wind there's a tune I know blowing right through me. I couldn't find the lyrics praying anywhere, but I get kind of like a Star Castle vibe from it. Like I'm thinking like Lady of the Lake, for instance. Just really kind of lyrics that convey luster and opulence and brightness and. Carries on, I move along towards the light of street. A chill cloud inside my life as I stand before. That strong, elusive light I knew. Okay, no, also pay attention to the bass, how it was like moving around. It's not necessarily really like frontal, but it's nonetheless very like angular, kind of crisp. Yeah, the underlying arrangements are somewhat like Star Castle, just mixed slightly differently. Yeah. Dreams no more, no more. Oh, angelic harmonies. Yeah, I'd imagine kind of a bit of a Queen influence in that department too. And that. Every bar, that drum. It's just like a really booming, like in A major. Okay, searing guitar solo, and who is responsible? Frank Barbalace, is that how it's pronounced? Guitar vocals, and lead vocals by Dennis Frederiksen, and bass by Ron Anaman, and drum percussions Bill Wilkins, and piano Patrick Leonard. so powerful about that key shift right there is that it lands like on a suspended third. Dun, na, na, dun, dun, dun. Like it's throwing in it's throwing in some suspended third landings, which gives it that kind of elevation. Then it does the same thing in F. Okay, now notice also a bit of Les lead effect has entered the mix on the guitar. I think the lyrics right here are like a precursor to "Child Upon the Earth." Yeah, it makes sense. I'm getting kind of like a childhood like fantasy world type vibe from this. Of dreams that fill my mind, I'm getting kind of maybe like a Little Nemo type vibe. Oh, that drumming is just booming. This album is produced by Gary Lyons. Oh, he was involved on the Crawler album from the prior year. Yeah, the band that emerged, one of my favorite hard rock albums from '77. Yeah, the band that emerged out of Backstreet Crawler. So that's a good. Oh, and he was involved in the remixing stage of Tattoo You. He's got 136 production credits according to Discogs, going back to the early 1970s with. Oh, he's an English guy, yeah. With the Swinging Blue Jeans from the early. That's not a name I associate with the early 70s. Oh, he was also involved in one of the third album by Nuts, the second album by Lone Star, and also the first album by Foreigner. So he had a hand in some quality like mid to late 70s hard rock, yeah. Yeah, that key change right there. Now we're getting like an instrumental variation of that. Na 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 na. I love just the fluidity of that kind of like silvery guitar run that we heard in the beginning. Now we're hearing it again. Now it has kind of like a gallop to it. Now we're going into the folksy side with like acoustic guitar and a bit of a Fender Rhodes electric piano.
Pink ribbons in your hair.
I love that little like doorbell type sound on the Fender from this time period.
Golden lockets, bright eyes that look so fair. You're young but righteous.
Oh, it seems like I wonder if this is inspired by one of the members having a child around the time.
You're a child upon the earth, with the sun the earth gave birth to a woman's smiles.
I love it how these singers, when they enunciate the word child in that kind of voice, you're a child. It's been heard in a few. It would be heard in some like late '80s songs.
And surprise. We walk and people stare, 'cause you're my angel. A softness uncompared, such a lovely nature. child upon the earth.
Okay, and we've gotten into more of like a full band sound now. A completely separate song from what we've heard, but the segue between the two was just beautiful. Like basically like a two-part epic.
With the sun, the earth gave birth to a woman's smiles.
Okay, basically piano, some booming bass, just providing the thickness, subtle but effective, well-placed drumming. Yeah, like the drumming was really dominant in the last track, in large part because of the way it was produced, and primarily though acoustic guitar and voice. Okay, I think actually we're going to get quite a lot of this. We're going to get some like booming, instrumental sequences and I wonder what kind of make and model that is that's producing that sound. Well, that was beautiful. I like that harmonic note on the bass. Bit of like decorative use of cymbals around that like open cadence kind of drumming bit. I hadn't paid such close attention to this section before. They're making some good use of atmospherics. I do imagine in tandem with the producer. Hear that vibra slap? Yeah, we got like kind of like a whistling sound out of the synth at that one point. Like a lot of different sounds kind of just going in and out. Very like lyrical, kind of wailing, sustained solo, open cadence, chordal passages.
You're a child upon the earth. With the sun, the earth gave birth to a woman's smiles and surprise.
Yeah, just the intensity of like that rising kind of feel to it all. Like this track isn't gonna like cut loose like the last one. It's just gonna be this constant tension between the really swelling bits and the more kind of becalmed, subdued passages.
With each you pass me by, smiles of childish gaiety. Such reasons sparkle bright.
You know, another thing that this reminds me of a little bit is the English band Mr. Big, from the mid to late 70s. Romeo, yeah, Photographic Smile. Not the American band, although maybe the later the American active To Be With You fame could somewhat be. I haven't really explored their catalog though. I don't really know.
Precious lady, you're a child upon the earth. With the sun, the earth gave birth.
I say that because Mr. Big, the English band, made quite creative, extensive use of vocal harmonies and operatic elements within their kind of like folksy hard rock.
To a woman's smiles and surprise.
I like that that kind of sizzling kind of drone that was emerging right there. Do you hear that?
You're a child upon the earth, with the sun, the earth gave birth.
It's some of those higher like thirds or fifths that are really making this, giving this like harmonic richness that I'm not even gonna try it.
To a woman smiles and
This kind of like conjures up like something kind of like emerging, kind of like brimming out from the other. Yeah, kind of darker chords, some odd progression sequence of notes right there. Let's see. I think it's like F, A, G, and then really low C. Then no, it's like F, A, yeah. I was thinking there was a flat. For some reason, it sounded like kind of demented to me. I was almost before I actually pinpointed the keys. I was thinking, am I hearing a tritone? It just has a certain kind of demented feel, a sinister quality. All those like sounds that are going on, those like spooky sounds, those. Yeah, those little synthesizer kind of like. I think I was also hearing some rather experimental fretwork toward the just at the fade, like they recorded, they put in a lot of detail to the fade out, just like. That was Child Upon the Earth, part 2 of the epic Bright Night Lights by Trillion, yes, released in 1978. Epic, and with a cover that you just can't miss. It's like a three-headed white lion mountain. Yeah, I'm sure the cover alone inspired a lot of purchases, even if the album wasn't getting airplay in certain markets, or I'm pretty sure the Curious with it, just picked it up on that alone, and then were pleasantly surprised when they put it on the turntable. A lot of great songs on this one. The opening track, Holdout's another real big blast of exhilarating pomp rock octane. I mentioned another band who I think this could almost like be the missing link between Led Zeppelin, Starcastle, and the '80s band, the '80s Louisiana band, Zebra. Yeah, those are some other references. I'm thinking of the vocal style. I'm thinking of the overall kind of pop rock feel, kind of the hard rock symphonic marriage in the material, and just the overall like instrumentation arrangements, the somewhat kind of like I don't know, Roy Thomas Baker type qualities in some of the production. Yeah, Anyway, yeah, Trillion, two great albums, and let's see, what did these guys do beyond the band? I'm not so sure. Let's see, what did drummer Bill Wilkins do? Well, the two Trillion albums, and let's see, the guitarist Frank Barbalace. Oh, he was on a Steve Camp album the same year. Yeah, Steve, CCM artist. And on that 1986 Wild Blue album, yeah, I know about that one. I haven't worked through it yet. Yeah, kind of a high-tech AOR album. Oh, Fergie Frederiksen, the vocalist, later launched a solo career. I'm wondering. Oh, and died in 2014. Huh. He has 97 credits according to Scogs. Oh, he was. Yeah. Oh, yeah. LaRue, Survivor, Toto. Is that Survivor went through a sequence of vocalists. Anyway, yeah, the vocals on the 1982 Survivor album weren't nearly as strong as Jimmy Jameson's. But that's a topic for a different video. Anyway, back to Trillion. For more Rubies and Sapphires from the 2 Trillion albums, see the directory of albums by American maximalist rock artists linked in the description below for Red Hot Tracks and Purples for the 2 Trillion albums, as well as other acts I mentioned, like, well, LaRue, Starcastle, yeah, a whole host of them, Ethos. Yeah. Like and subscribe, follow me on social media, and leave a comment if there are any observations you have about the epic that we just heard, the layers, the lyrics, the interplay, the nuances, the sonic touches, the production effects, the acoustics, the arrangements, the overall dynamics of it all, the excitement, the adrenaline. Yeah, what was the best moment, the most intense passage? And until next time, this is Zaragon, the world's most air travel maximalist, signing off.